Welcome in, everyone. Welcome in. Everybody settle down. Take your seats. Still plenty of room here in the front. Welcome to another Wednesday Witching Hour with your host, New Local Austin. How's everybody doing tonight? Let's check in with chat. One thing I learned last week, I reminded myself, well, somebody reminded me, should always do a audio and visual check. How is everyone out there? Audio good. Love to hear that. Oh my goodness. Quite the time last week. And the week before, I was 15 minutes late because I spent 15 minutes talking to myself because I hit live and then went over to go get the button to show the intro and with the share screen, and I didn't actually hit go. I hit the go button and then I neglected the "Are you sure?" So lessons learned, but a great week. Why, thank you, Jeff Kane, a special friend of mine. They know who they are. They made that for me. I will not divulge their name, but their initials are Jeff Kane. So good eye, Jeff Kane. Obviously, you know good work when you see it. Thank you for all your hard work. I know that you've been helping some other people out by having fun with that animated logo thing and stuff like that. So, you know, I hope to see more of it. Like it's really kind of fun. I'm glad you're doing that for people. Beto, Brenton, Sammy Waiwe. Why are we always yelling? Mark Sturlson, representing the Australian continent. Congratulations, sir. Glad to know that this is bouncing off the satellite all right. Welcome in, welcome in. Where I'm broadcasting to tomorrow. Amazing. So yeah, sticky situation. It was time to re-up on stickers, so I bought a bunch of new stickers. So shouldn't have to buy any stickers for, I don't know, a while. I ended up with 500 stickers here. I got 300 of these. Well, let's see. It is they're 3-inch stickers, like 3.5. Nice. 3-inch stickers. My logo, but in orange. Got 300 of those, and I got 200 of my original logo, custom cut. So it's all bubbly and cut out. And I've ordered these from another place before. The quality's good. I used Sticky Brand. I think the way to do it is to find them offering a real nice price for a certain amount of stickers, and then when it's in your basket, you can up it to 3. So that's how it was. 100 stickers for like $30 or $35 or something like that. So I was like, I'll do that 3 times, please. So that's how I got my 300 of that sticker. And then there was 100 of the 2-inch sticker for another price, and I did that twice. So happiness is a lot of stickers. So yeah, I ordered 500 stickers. I counted them all, like locked in. My sticker game, very serious. I love my stickers. I counted them. There's 547. So I guess they were just like, hey man, this is how many are on a run or whatever, are on a page. Don't throw them away. Just throw them in the box. So yeah, no, the quality's real good on them. I'm happy with them. Nice vinyl sticker. Yeah, I'm pretty happy. So question is how many of them should I take to the Clash? M&C told me that I should take 100 of each, and that should be fine. I think I agree with him, but I'd like to see what other people think. I mean, if you don't have an opinion about it, by all means. But if you do have an opinion, let me know in the chat. Or if you're on the replay, let me know in the comments. Because Clash isn't this weekend, it's next weekend. So excited. Can't state enough how excited I am. Let's give these guys a little bit of dancing powder. Put some dancing powder on these guys. A little bit of dancing powder. Dance, guppies, dance. Yes, my pretties. So yeah, for some reason the clam isn't opening. It's stuck somehow. So I don't know. I don't actually know what that's about. Maybe we can loosen her up. Oh, did she move too far forward? Can we get her belching again? No, now she's gonna stay closed. Okay, that's cool, man. Whatever. All of them is the correct answer, says Jeff. You can always bring the extra home. That is also a good point. Aqua Balls, welcome in, welcome in. How are you, sir? I know you stay busy in the fish room. Hope that you're doing well. Hey, Lish, welcome in. Fish Fam Link, thank you. Can't wait to see you at the Clash and all of your many human forms. June's here. Take 200. It could be busy. 200 of each. Yeah, it could be busy. Hey, Kalish, never apologize for being MIA. I have good news on that front, but I've been MIA for like 2 years. Ask my family and friends. They will all say the same. I've been showing up online late at night on the regular, so that's pretty good. But I've been working every weekend night shift for the last 2 years, and that ended last Friday. So I have been enjoying that sweet life. I worked a shift with the company that I was already hired at before I left my old job. I worked my first shift and was driving to work, and the sun was in my eyes, and I was like, oh, how odd. And yeah, it was really nice. I was really happy. I've been sleeping at night, so it's actually 10 minutes past my bedtime now. But you know what I mean? Like, let's get one more in there. We'll see if we can't get another one at the Clash. So I'm also looking for suggestions on what time central you guys would like to see me at. So for those of you on other continents and stuff like that, I'm normally starting this stream at 11 p.m. my time. So if you would like it earlier or later on in the day on a different day, just know that if you're in Australia, you're a day ahead. So so it's Wednesday, 11 o'clock, 11:11 right now, magic. So it's 11:11 right now, my time on Wednesday. So just subtract hours from the time of day that you like and get me a suggestion. People have suggested Tuesday evening. Someone suggested Wednesday. Just do it right after the mic drop and before Jeff Kane. That is an option. Somebody suggested Friday before McStreamy. There's some time on Friday evenings. I have no idea what my schedule is going to look like. I'm looking for full-time work. I'm currently already hired at a company as of like the 26th of last month. And I'm working with them for scheduling and stuff like that. I'm trying to work daytime, and I'm trying to work Monday through Friday. And if we can get full-time hours at one place doing that, that's great. But I got hired at another place today, and I have an interview at another place by phone, another phone interview tomorrow. So, and that one's at noon, so I don't have to get up super early or anything like that. So, if that works out well, then I'll have 3 different places, and I'm kind of not opposed to working part-time for 3 different agencies so that I can fill the week the way that I want and just pay for my own insurance and just be part-time and work for several different agencies and have lots of different clients that I can work with and get in where I fit in, you know. So we'll see how it goes. But I'm meeting a client tomorrow night. I'm meeting another client on Monday. Like I said, I just got hired today by that one company, and I have an interview tomorrow. So I don't have any clients to meet yet with them because of privacy and what healthcare privacy and stuff like that. I actually have to go through the onboarding process and get hired at a company before I can go out to clients' houses and meet people. So I actually have to be an employee before I can do that. So be it. So yeah, just trying to tuck. I'm leaving on Wednesday, so I can even meet somebody on Monday. I could meet somebody Monday afternoon. I could meet somebody on Tuesday. So just feeling it out, meeting people. Trying to stick close to the house and trying for some daytime weekday activity. Looks like I might be able to pull it off. I'm hopeful. So things are going really well in my world. Good day, Mark. So Kayla's just saying Tuesday, but late. D&D runs till 10:30, 11ish. Yeah, but I might be getting up. I might be getting up early, so I might be like starting work at like 7 or 8 somewhere. Because if I'm working with a pediatric patient that's in school and stuff like that, school usually starts at 8 a.m. So I'll either meet them at school or go to their house before school and get them ready for school. So that means that I could be having to go in as early as 6. How the clam is working. Yes. I love it when things come together. Like I said, man, you know what I mean? Like, try not to put my hands on any controls or anything like that. You know what I mean? Like, things seem to be flowing great. I'm just not going to touch anything. You know what I mean? Just going to keep doing what I do. The dude abides, whatnot. So, yeah, that's my plan. So, yeah, if I see you guys out at the Clash and stuff like that, make sure that you get one of my stickers because it's the greatest and cheapest way to make merch in 2025 is to take a vinyl sticker and put it on your favorite mug. So you know what I mean? You don't even have to buy a new. You don't even have to. You don't like. Somebody's got a cup they like at home that they drink out of. You can just put that sticker right on that. Congratulations, new local Austin merch, all for the cost of free. I have been working with. Hey Debbie, welcome in. Welcome to my English compatriot. Beto, you are working late tonight, but you're listening. That's good. Excellent. Stephen P, welcome in. Can't wait to see you next week, sir. So excited. And I said hi to Jim, but Jim, hi one more time. All right. Oh, I have been working with what Sleeper Barbecue Grills to Gills, and we're making just a couple more adjustments. But I am going to be making a towel that's going to look very similar to Jeff Kane's, except instead of Jeff Kane's logo, it's going to be my logo in the chat, which is Phineas, and it'll say New Local Austin underneath it, just like it is, just like it appears in chat. So I think that that'll be fun. Um, some high quality merch. I'm doing it. Let's see. Carr did get back to me, and I have an idea for a shirt, but I did not. I did not get it together so that I would have a new shirt at the class. So we're just going to sport my old one and roll with it. But I do need a new one for the class. And I'd like to have this new local Austin on the back of the t-shirt, and then I would like Phineas on the belly, obscenely large, so it sits right on my gut, just like the circle in chat. I think that would be fun. So that way you could recognize me from the back, from far off, because it would say New Local Austin, and from the front, it'll be like, I recognize that logo from chat. So very much fun. Yeah, Beto, I trimmed it. I trimmed it last week and cut all the dead leaves off of it. And with our pixel rate and stuff like that, you might be able to only pick out a couple of them. But there's a lot of pinholes in those leaves, and there's probably some more scruff in the back that I could probably take out. But yeah, the trimming of the tank did really well. I took a lot of the extra Saswasser tang out. It was starting to like choke. It was starting to grow over the clam itself. So we'll let it grow back in. But I replanted some plants and took a bunch of the tiger valve that started running all over the tank outside of the area where I wanted it to be in. So yeah, I know things look really good. I'm really happy with the tank. It's looking good right now. We got some really healthy pink ram's horn snails on the glass. Oh yeah, Stephen P. Tell us your whiskey preferences. I like the whiskey that's in my hand mostly. Aged is smoother, right? But I don't mind a green whiskey either that isn't aged. Do you know what I mean? It's got that sharp punch to the nose. You know what I mean? That the smoother whiskeys just can't deliver. Miss Shirley, welcome in. Welcome in. So yay. I was talking really fast. I was really excited. It's been 20 minutes. Shoot, I think I told you everything I wanted to tell you. Okay, good night. No, I don't know. Macallan 12 year. Is Macallan, the Macallan isn't a whiskey though, that is a scotch. Am I correct? Do I know enough to know that? I'm not sure. Yeah, the burn's all right. I can't drink like I used to. I get to that point where I just like drink too much and then I make an ass out of myself. It's not fun. So I've tried to tone it down. I only have like two, maybe three. And last year I was plenty feeling good every evening. So I think that worked out for the best. Um, so I'm planning on doing that again. But there's a wedding involved, so like all bets are off on what is actually going to happen. We're going to have to be there to find out. But that is my plan: to have a good time, be loud, don't be a problem. So we'll see how it goes. Curtis will be there, so that's also something I think that might not be working in my favor. Oh, all Scotch are whiskey, not all whiskey are Scotch. That's right, Kalish. I think I did know that, but I forgot. But like I said, like you know, I mean, I dabble. I wouldn't call myself an expert by any means. All right, Mark. So no long trips planned for a while. Excellent. So we'll see you around the streams a little bit, and you can let me know what's going on in your town, man. Oh, that'll be fun. Yeah, I wouldn't say I necessarily appreciate the good stuff. Like, I think that there's a limit. I think that there's a limit on liquor and stuff like that, where like once the bottle price gets like past a certain point, it's just like I'm not gonna know. I'm not gonna know that this one's better than that one. You know what I mean? So like, it would kind of be wasted on me at that point because like I wouldn't know. You know. So that's right, Stephen P. I will drink anyone's whiskey. Yeah, that is kind of the fun of the Clash as well. Like somebody's like, "Hey, man, you need to try this," and you're like, "Okay." Yeah, I know. I'm looking forward to all the vendors I keep seeing on. I don't know whether it's all media outlets or not, but I think that I'm seeing mostly on Facebook all the vendors, the different classes and who they're sponsored by, and things like that. So that's been like getting me excited about the class a whole lot. And yeah, different vendors, different classes, events, stuff like that. What I've even seen some speakers getting posted up there, so I'm excited. Oh, that's awesome. Kalish just named three favorites, and I'm not familiar with any of them. So I'm gonna say that she is classier than myself for sure. Oh, that's awesome, Mark. You getting some of those fish punk cards, buddy? I love it. Got distracted by fish. I'm sorry about that. That tends to happen a lot in here. I had an interesting thought about the rock placements. Once I figure that out for the tank, I'm going to mark the center of all of the stones on top so that I know where to drill underneath for the posts. And for the post placement, I'm going to use a wire and go from every point and go from point to point so that way it holds the form. Then I can lay that down as a template on the tile so that I can drill my holes, hopefully in the right spot. So I had a brainstorm about that, and that is news. But yeah, I still have to actually do something and potentially fail. I have gathered all the supplies, I have some strategies and whatnot, and I'm stalling. I'm not gonna lie, I'm stalling. It's fear of failure. You know what I mean? Like, mm. Yes, ma'am, Messiah. Yeah, I'm hoping that I can finagle somebody that I'm talking to at witching hour time, and I can be, hey, would you like to come on a live stream with me? We can just do that. say hi to everybody and talk about who we've seen, what we're most excited about, because that would be the Wednesday before the clash. Thursday is set up all day and stuff like that. I should be able to at least put together a short on that day, post that out. And then the first day of the Clash event itself is Friday. Friday and Saturday, auction all day Sunday. Okay, Bougie Bish Fish says that she just got all her new life food cultures reset and ready to go. And it took longer than you thought it would. Okay. Right, Kalish. And also like when you get back home and stuff like that, you can take some of those good pics and stuff like that and make a live make a slideshow and use that as a short as well. Yes, I'm going to try to do the YouTube room. Now, here's the trick. Here's the trick. The event is officially on Thursday, and we're oh, no, as on starts on Friday, and we're setting everything up on Thursday. So Wednesday night when I come in, will the YouTube room be set up and open? I'm thinking no, if I remember correctly from the volunteer sheet. Setting up the YouTube room was one of the things that was happening on Thursday. So, we might just be hanging out in a corner of the common area of the hotel, or or up in the room. I don't know. We'll figure something out. But I mean, we'll give it a shot. You know what I mean? Like, we'll see what my data can provide. I think that that would probably be better than the Wi-Fi at the hotel. But um, if my data doesn't work, I might try the Wi-Fi at the hotel. And if it doesn't work, we'll just say hi, if we can get on. You know what I mean? And say hi and be like, "This is our setup is trash. We love everybody." You know what I mean? And like call it a day. I mean, I will have already made the thumbnail, right? So probably take a funny picture of Eddie at some point when he's not looking at the airport or something like that. Oh, so there's a place to reserve it somewhere? Hmm. Okay. Well, if we're not even gonna, well, I mean, like if nobody reserved the room, like there might not be we might just not set up the room or whatever. And then, you can always just like set up at a common area, and like people who walk by that we know will stop and like lean in the camera and wave and stuff like that. Because I remember a couple of different things where they were streaming and we were in the lobby itself and weren't actually in the YouTube room. Although the hotel would probably like us to use that room, so we'll see. I'll get there and see what's going on. Like I said, I'm just gonna flow, not touch any controls or try to guide the plane. You know what I mean? Like everything seems to be going my way. I'm just gonna ride it because life is a highway. And you got to ride it all night long. I'm assigned to set up the YouTube room Thursday evening, but since it's just me, I could probably do it earlier. Cool. And Steven, like I said, like when I get there, Vibes and I are flying in on Wednesday afternoon, so we should be there like around dinner time. So like, um, Yeah, we might be able to find a time to do that. Yeah, so like we should be there late afternoon, early evening, easy. I think we're picking up the car at like 3 or 3:30. You know what I mean? Which means, yeah, that's about right. So yeah, we'll get together then, Stephen, and yeah, if I'm gonna stream in there on Wednesday night, like I'll definitely help you set it up. You know what I mean? Like we'll just see what we can do. You know, it's not too bad. I mean, I just use my camera. I'm not bringing my laptop. So yeah, no, this is so much fun. I'm just super ecstatic. Just need a table and some chairs. Yeah, exactly. Or honestly, like even just some chairs. You know what I mean? Like not really a problem. Okay, so Lance, you're gonna help Jesse with one more fish build his racks. Yeah, I think Curtis might be helping you as well. Um, yeah, he said that he was gonna build some racks and stuff like that. He's got everything pre-drilled and like all the lumber already cut and everything. So like he just needs hands to help hold it while it gets put together. You know what I mean? So that should be pretty fun. No, Beto, my new merch isn't going to be ready for the clash. I have, uh, I have two different stickers. Oh, that's upside down. I have two different stickers, and they're vinyl. And I recommend getting a sticker from me and make your own merch, man. It's free. So the only merch that I'm currently actively working on is those towels. And Lance said he might bring me a towel at the clash. So that would be like my first one and like the proof. So um, I'll let you see it. And yeah, I'm gonna order some from him, and we're gonna get those made. But that's after the clash and stuff like that. So we'll be talking about that. We'll be talking about that on the live stream and stuff like that. I believe there is a plastic pearl that is part of the plastic clam itself. So yes, there is a pearl in there. I think you could just get a peek at it when it opens. You're catching the curve of it. It's right there in the center. Okay, yeah. So your rack will go together like butter. You can't wait. Yeah, man. Yeah, exactly. I was like, if you've already got it cut and like planned out and everything, I was like, set it up, put those fish tanks on it because a big rack of tanks full of fish really makes the really makes the vending room. You know what I mean? It's just like I'm gonna look in every tank that I see, everyone, and so is everyone else. That's the beauty of a fish event, right? Oh, that's excellent, Lance. You got the edit back already. That was so great, man. Okay, so just one more fish will have towels and hats. Excellent, excellent. So yeah, I mean, like what? I'm still under 500 members. You know what I mean? We're doing the community, the quality community, uh, slow grow, aka no real edited content. You know what I mean? So, like, you know what I mean? Like, merch is fun. You know what I mean? And whenever I get something made for myself, like a shirt or like the towel and things like that, I'm working with people that are willing to uh, print to order and stuff like that. So that way I don't have to outlay large amounts of cash for an inventory and things like that. So whenever I make something for myself, it will also be available to you and I'll let you determine whether that is uh, worth the value. You know what I mean, and stuff like that. But I will always have vinyl stickers, and you can make your own merch. So if you're on a budget, the sticker is the way to go. And as a matter of fact, with so many people, if you go to the event with so many people and so many stickers and things like that, you can make like a collage on a cup that will last a very long time. I think that my coffee cup, the ink is starting to fade, but I know that it's been on there for over a year. And that one is a vacuum seal like coffee cup. So I don't put it in the dishwasher. I'm sure it would fade faster in the dishwasher, but I hand wash it. So, and with hand washing, they seem to have staying power. Just one more fish. You gotta have like 50 tanks. Okay, buddy, you go. I will look at every one at least once a day. So I'll be there twice and keep an eye on me because there might be a new local Austin sticker on one by the end of it. You never know. Keep an eye out. Yeah, that's true. And I don't look in every bag, but I will peruse what's there and I will look at my favorites. I will lift a bag and look at it because I have to. So yeah, super excited about the event. Oh, done all my water changes. I will be here at the house tomorrow, so I can do some water changes, but I think I'm all caught up for this week. So I just got to figure out on I got to figure out on Sunday whether I need to do all my water changes then or whether I have time to space it out and do some on Monday and Tuesday. It depends on what my schedule shapes up like. So super excited. Sweet guppies. Yes, sir. Just one more fish. I'll make sure that you have a sticker. I'll make sure you have one of each, sir. George RB3, you're gonna do some autographs? That's what I'm talking about, buddy. I want one. I might just have you sign my arm too, like something to keep. And then like I might have you like sign my arm so I can show everybody. I'll be like, George signed my arm. Just walk up to groups of people that are talking to be like, hey, George RB3 signed my arm, and then wander off. Beto, I do agree with you. The movement of water and the changing of water in tanks and stuff like that, it is like it takes some concentration because if your concentration fails, you will overflow a tank or drain a tank too much. You know what I mean? So like there are aspects to it where you do need like some focus, but it's very routine and stuff like that. And if you're not doing a bunch of like gravel backing and like working on the plants and stuff at the same time, and doing other maintenance at the same time, but you're just like removing water and adding water. It is very therapeutic. And yeah, like cleansing, like you're moving dirty water out and you're saving some of that in buckets for your wife's plants outside. You know what I mean? Like all the rest of the water is getting dumped in the yard. Uh, so that all those nutrients can go into the soil. So yeah, no, I do enjoy it. Yeah, so I've seen a couple people wander around with a book, and I think they were putting stickers in the book as well, and then people were writing notes in the book as well. So yeah, carrying around a notebook to like commemorate all the different people you met and stuff like that. That is a fun memento that you know what I mean. Like you kind of do while you hang out all weekend and stuff like that. I have seen some people do that. I've thought about doing it, but I mean, takes an attention to detail that I might not be able to hang with. You know what I mean? Like I would probably not get my book as full as I would have liked, and somebody else in the same position would get much better accuracy. Yeah, accuracy, that's what I'm looking for. I might not have the accuracy for that, but I am proud of myself because I ordered more stickers and I ordered them in time for the Clash. I would have liked to have had another shirt too, but I didn't get to it in time. So that's on me, bro. That's on me. Yeah, my I don't know whether it's the fresh water or the dechlorinator or both, but my coolie loaches start jumping around like crazy when I change the water. But that just might be like loach behavior, you know what I mean? So it might just be the water change in general. So, but the chloramine and the dechlorinator also changes the chemistry of the water as well. So like they just get excited. That's like the only time I see them. Although sometimes they are hanging near the front of the tank, and I could see a piece of them because they're underneath the Swasser tank in the front of the tank. Yeah, I know it's kind of crazy, right? It does like collide with a fish every once in a while. And the fish goes, "Wah!" Um, yeah, man, this is my Endler and Guppy male tank only. So it's just one big sword fight in there all day, all night, every day. But they look great, and some of these endlers have come out of a tank where they mixed with the cull purple Moscow guppies and stuff like that. So there are some with like amazing like blue tails and stuff like that. So there's a couple of mixes. And I think I saw a male in that tank that actually had some of like the orange and yellow in his tail. So it was still a Moscow shape, like the Delta tail, but it had like an orange fleck and a yellow fleck in it. So the Endlers have gone back the other way as well. So that is the start of my mosh pit right there. Yeah, Beto. The Saswasser Tang really is like that. It doesn't die. If it's not dying, if it's not just shriveling up and like getting crinkly and like brittle, it will grow. It's just slow. It's so slow and it just takes time. You know what I mean? Like it will grow. Like my water is very hard, and I have Saswasser Tang that is obviously acclimated to it. I've got quite a bit of it. Um, and stuff like that. And how I ended up growing it is I put a little bit in almost all of these 30 tanks, and I have probably 4 or 5 tanks where it has taken off, and in some it hasn't really grown, and in others it just ends up disappearing. But I've got two tanks for sure where the Swiswasser tank just took over everything. Um, got real happy. You know what I mean? And I can't tell you what makes this one better than another one. I think that I think that it could be parameters because it's just rosy barbs in the 40-gallon. So it's a 40-gallon tank. There's probably between 20 and 30 rosy barbs in there, but that's the only fish that's in there. And it's 40 gallons. And the other one just has 2 angelfish in it, and I believe 2 bristlenose plecos. Although with all the Suswasser tank in there and stuff like that, I've seen one in that tank, so I don't know that the second one's alive. I assume, you know what I mean, somewhere in all that Suswasser tank, he's living his best life, but I don't know. Yeah, lightly stocked tank. So like they might like cleaner water, and I had some tall plants in the rosy barb tank, a few but not many in the other tank. But I just have a light running across 4 tanks across the top, and the 40-gallon has a shop light that's suspended above it, so it's right there. So that's the tank that I'm talking about. And all of those tall plants, the Swiswasser tank is down around the bottom, like all like tucked in along the bottom and stuff like that. So I don't think they need a real high amount of light, because I would say that my lighting is low. If there's But I've got duckweed in all my tanks. So yeah, with the duckweed on top of it, I would say definitely that my tanks are low light. With these shop lights, I mean, like there could be a scenario where the light is really close to the top of the water and stuff like that, and I guess it could be medium light in those spots, but I don't believe that's necessarily true. Just because these are shop lights. I bought 10 of them, so I got them for $16 a piece when I bought 10 on Amazon. And it was the brand that was on LRB's Amazon list of things that he buys. If you go to if you go to LRB's channel, somewhere on his channel, I think he has a site as well that he sells plants and fish off of it, stuff like that. So it might be that. But somewhere on one of those places, he's got a list of the things that he buys and stuff like that. So you can see exactly which shop light he's used in the past and stuff like that, and you could get that one. But the one on top up there on the ceiling, that one I bought at Walmart, and it ended up being like $19 or something like that. But I only bought one of them. It's a little bit different shaped, and it has like a cover over both strips of LEDs, whereas the shop lights that I bought, they put them in white tube, the strips of LEDs into white tubes, so it looks like a shop light, like the old fluorescent bulbs. But they don't get hot, and the ones that I'm running, I want to say they draw 16 watts. So I have 10 of them, so 160 watts to light my entire room. And I've got a light over me, and I've got a light over the washer and dryer as well. Yeah, the bulbidus grows really slow too. Yeah, my luck has been with low light easy to grow plants. I'm scared to use fertilizer, so I don't use fertilizer very often at all. I use it sometimes, but I would put it into the rare category. Only if a plant is looking really sick, sometimes I'll put it in there and I won't remember the next week when I do water changes. So it's not getting it regularly either. But I'm scared to make all my tanks go green, so I haven't been. I'm scared to fertilize, so I'm running them lean, and most of my tanks have live bears in them. So at some point, there's plenty of fertilizer in there for the plants to grow. You know what I mean? Possibly too many. You know what I mean? But I'm trying to do my water changes 20-25%. My ones that are heavily guppied, I sometimes do more of a water change than that, like almost up to half. On my 75-gallon tank with my goldfish, I do about half. Well, a third to half. It depends. Sometimes I get tired of watching the water drain. So, okay, we're done. And now we're going to fill it back up. But I do a deep water change on that 75-gallon just because I want those fish to do well. And like, we're getting large. We're getting large. Yeah, Shirley, you forget the first. Yeah, I was like, yeah, I'm scared / when I do it, I never keep up with it. So it's a one thing. But yeah, I just tucked Wassertang at the base of plants, like all over different tanks and stuff like that, and ended up taking off in a couple. You know what I mean? So, and I'm only using sponge filters, so I wouldn't say that. I would say Wassertang doesn't necessarily need high flow or anything like that because I'm not giving it to them. I feel like potassium could be the nutrient that's missing from my water that Java fern might need. Because my water has tons of minerals in it and stuff like that. So it's definitely hard water. But the Java fern, as whenever I've gotten it, because I'm not fertilizing at all or anything like that, it immediately goes to putting babies off in all the leaves and stuff like that, and it just dies back. So that has been my experience with it. I think I've tried it 3 times. Beto, I use I bought the Python hook, right? Here, let me show you guys this. So right here, I bought 3/4 by 1 inch. So I guess it's 1 inch on the outside of the tube and 3/4 of an inch on the inside of the tube, nice and thick. And I bought the actual Python hook. I just bought that. I probably got it on Amazon. I'm pretty sure I did. So I just bought the plastic hook, and I bought the hose attachment. It is a regular garden hose attachment. And I bought the hose, I believe, at Home Depot or Lowe's, one of the two. And then I have this DC pump right here, and Corvus recommended it just because I was asking about a pump, and I won a Seacom a Seachem Impulse for 100 that I'm sitting on, and I'm still sitting on one of these pumps for when the one that I'm using fails. But the brand name is Jabao. I bought it. I bought this on Amazon. I want to say it was like $50 or something like that, and it's got this keypad on here. So then the cord that plugs into the outlet goes in here. This is converting it from alternating current to DC, and with a DC pump, the motor starts out slow and then ramps up to speed. And this has 10 different settings from low to high. So it's good there. And the thing about this pump, this is the 2500. This pump has a head height of 8 feet. So when I am doing water changes, it comes out slow because it's pushing it up to darn near the ceiling of the garage, but I can fill those. The reason why I didn't buy the whole Python is because I don't have a sink out here to attach it to. So I didn't need all that. So this is the pump that I'm using. And yeah, it's been working. It's definitely on its 3rd year, if not its 4th. I'm not sure. Let's go with 3. You know what I mean? But yeah. But if you don't need that, the DCW 1500 has a head height of 5 feet. So it will only push water up 5 feet. But I got the one that pushes it 8 feet so that I could definitely get there. So yeah, it's adjustable. It's adjustable from low to high, 10 different variations on from low to high. And at its height, it is 660 gallons per hour, and it's 20 watts to run it. So it's a good little pump. I've been enjoying it. Whoa. Is that good without too much glare? Yeah, we're looking good. Okay, let's give these guys some inspiration. So you see, that's what they look like while they're waiting for me to give them their food. And then watch the barb activity as we give them some food. What? He approaches? He approaches? There's the splashing. There's the gnashing. So yeah, they really enjoy that. Could actually move that a little bit closer, huh? I don't know. I kind of like the plant and all the junk in the background. Let's leave it. Let's leave it. Hold on real quick. I'm going to adjust this camera. There we go. And that takes the glare down. All right. So Shirley has a huge jug of Thrive, and you always forget that you have had it almost a year. It's half gone. But your daughter kicked it over and spilled it. Yes, my wife has used the Easy Green, and I think I had a used bottle of Thrive, and I think she's used that also on some houseplants and stuff like that. I forgot to ask her what her results were, if any, if she gleaned any knowledge from using it. I told her that for potted plants and stuff like that, it's the fertilizer is much higher in concentration for like house plants and stuff like that than it is for the fish room for aquarium use. So I was telling her that like the dosage is much less, like probably way more than half, like maybe like a quarter even. You know what I mean? I was like, I'm not sure, but I was like, I honestly think that you could pour this whole bottle on a house plant, and I don't think you would hurt it. You know what I mean? Like I don't think you would hurt it at all. So I was like, use it as liberally as you want. I was like, I don't think you're going to hurt anything, but just know that it's in a lower concentration than for houseplants than what you would buy and stuff like that. So like I was like, go nuts with it, figure it out, see what happens. Said she may have like, man, I poured tons of stuff on that and I never really saw any difference. I think the plant was just on its way out and I thought it needed nutrients, but it just wanted to die. So yeah, I'll have to ask her, but like I hadn't thought about that until we were having this conversation right here. So yeah, no, I'll ask her. I was like, hey man, when you use that stuff, like did you ever gain any knowledge over that? And she was like, no, I didn't really notice a difference. And then I started using this, and then she'll tell me what she's using. So yeah, Beto, yeah, it was almost $100 for the. It probably is $100 now for the 44-gallon brute trash can with the wheels. I believe the wheels were when I bought it. The wheel assembly on the bottom of it was probably like $40. You know what I mean? So it's expensive, but totally worth it. I just have to get it over that lip to get it in and out of the garage. So basically, I slosh water on myself when I take it out of the garage because it's full of water, and then when I put it back in, I usually, if it's not too cold or too hot, I just leave the garage door open and I bring the hose to the garage and I fill it up so that I don't have to take a full container of water and drag it back up that step. But yeah, that's my water change setup. And what I do, I fill that bucket 3 times. If I'm doing everything in the same night, maybe four. The fourth one isn't full, but when I'm filling up, I have to use sometimes that so like I'll take 3 buckets of water out and I'll need like three and a third trash cans full to fill it back up because none of my tanks have lids. So one of my tanks has a lid. So I'm improving. But so the evaporative process, I'm I have to put more water in than I'm taking out because it evaporates across 30 tanks, which isn't much per tank. I mean, it's noticeable. It's like a good amount, but when you add that up across all tanks, it's another third of the bucket. Okay, you use a bathtub instead of a trash can. Yeah, excellent, excellent. But yeah, that's how I've been doing it, and yeah, that's made it real handy because like on these lower tanks and stuff like that, if their trash can is more than half full, like all of the waist high tanks, I can't. The water level is the same as the tank, so I can't get the siphon to work. So in that case, I just siphon it into a bucket. Then I take the bucket and pour it into the big trash can. You know what I mean? So I still use buckets here and there, and I still need to use a bucket on the tanks that are on the floor. I've got a tank on the floor in the living room on the bottom shelf of that rack that I have underneath the goldfish, and I have four 20-gallon longs now that are behind me on this large rack, and they are on the ground. And those are the hardest ones to get water out of. But I can get the siphon going into a bucket, and I can take out half of a 5-gallon bucket at a time out of out of the tanks, and I can sit on a bucket while I do it. So it's not the worst. Could be a lot worse. So yeah, that's how I'm doing my water changes. Word up. Okay. You got the potassium because some of your Anubias and swords had little holes in them. I've got little holes in mine, and I have some potassium here. And you don't have, as Saya doesn't have any luck with Java Fern either. Okay. Because the other thing is, I mean, like there are some plants that just don't like hard water as well. Like they want more acidic water. Oh, nice, George. Got a short of the aquarium of the Seattle Aquarium. Yeah, I'll definitely check that out, bro. Thanks. Shirley pumping water into the tanks. I know that you meant pump, but it's still fun to say. The same way you use it to pump water into the tanks, I use the pump to pump water out. I use the pump to pump water out of the 75 gallon. That's the easiest way. Um, and then I run it the other way when filling it up, and I can leave the trash can. I can leave the trash can right here, and I have enough hose to go through that door, and just inside that door is where the 75 gallon is. So I put a shower curtain down on the floor, and then I put towels on top of that shower curtain, and I get to work. Um, so yeah, it's a system. It's a system that works for all my tanks, man. I'm pretty happy with it. I haven't worked out anything where but I could at some point. I think I would just have to have another trash can, or I'd have to find wheels for the that would fit a blue 55-gallon drum. I've got two blue 55-gallon drums in my backyard that I haven't done anything with that I bought. Um, but I could put the fish water in there and then set up some sort of a thing so that my wife could plug in a pump and pump water out of that to water her plants with and stuff like that. But I haven't gone that far to figure it out. And right now, to water her plants and stuff like that, the banana tree drinks so much water that she's putting 20 gallons on it every day and a half. So, so 40 gallons of water every 3 days for the banana plant. But it's very happy. It's got a bag around it, so it slowly lets the water out when she fills up 20 gallons in that bag. And the banana plant that did not put out any fruit is put out many leaves. And actually, she found when the bag was empty that there was a pup underneath it. So she managed to get that pup out from inside of the trapped inside against the trunk of the banana plant and put it on the outside of the collar. And it sprouted like a little banana leaf, like this big. It's the cutest thing ever. So I'm thinking that I might let that pup grow a little bit bigger and leave it attached to the mother plant until it starts getting cold here, which we still got another month, maybe even 6 weeks. The weird weather we had this summer where it was unnaturally cooler and stuff like that. Like, you know what I mean? It might just stay mid forever. I don't know. But when it starts getting colder and stuff like that, and I worry about it, I'm going to take it. I'm going to put it in a pot and we'll keep an eye on it in here. Or stick it in a tank until it gets too big and then put it in a pot in here. We'll find out. Like we will fool around and find out, but I'm planning on bringing it in for the winter. And when I was in the mic drop earlier, people were saying that because of where I live and stuff like that, I should just be able to chop that banana tree and cover it with mulch, and it should grow back again. It should grow back again in the mulch pile. Keep it warm enough over the winter to protect it from hard freezes and stuff, so that it'll pop back up the next year. Unless we get a snowpocalypse, in which case all bets are up. But whatever. Like the fact that my wife, with a labor of love, kept that banana tree alive like all summer. Like we got it, and it was just like two leaves, and it was like maybe 3 or 4 feet tall. You know what I mean? And like now it's easily like 6 feet tall and has like 8 leaves on it. You know what I mean? Like that was a labor of love. Like we kept it alive. It's not supposed to grow here. This is not the tropics by any means. Like our grass is brown and you can see lots of dirt, and that dirt is dry. Later, Jeff. Get some rest. Good night, Isaiah. Debs, are you almost ready for work or what, man? But yeah, you can see this washer tank is just like hanging all over the bottom of the tank. Yeah, so handing out stickers at the Clash, I recommend taking 25 to 50 stickers and putting them in a Ziploc snack bag, and then carry it around with you. And if you want more than that, like keep them in your bag or in your room or something like that, but separate them and keep them in a bag in your pocket, because I made the mistake when I was first handing out stickers and just had a stack of stickers in my pocket, and the glue on the edges of the stickers picked up all the fuzz and lint out of my pockets and stuff like that. So then, like, your stickers look all dirty and gross. So I was like, okay, put them in a small, put them in a snack bag. You know what I mean? And like, you don't have to carry them all with you. You just need a few. Just need a few at a time. You know what I mean? And like, you can always go grab another bag. Why? Thank you, June. Let me show you the back of this tank over here, because it's too hard to see through all this jungle Val. Not jungle Val, other Val. But it's just a mountain of Sisselester tank. It's grown up over the sponge filter. I'll go around and show you from the front. But it's kind of hard to pick up because I've got so much Tiger Val in the front. I just need to thin it out. But back there in the back, it's a mountain of Sisselester tank. And you can see that it's like creeping up front again. All down in there. So yeah, it's just got a bunch of jungle tanks. Just got to work it out. This is where I saw that crazy male. I tried to pull all the males out of here, but They're good at hiding, and this buse is like just grown so magnificent. And I can't show you the angle towards the back of the. I can't show you the back of the tank because that's too overgrown right now. But I've also got a ton of buse that's floating, and it's starting to grow just up out of the water. So it's trying to grow immersed. So I might clip some of the tops of that and use it in the scape here. But like I said, I'm working on the rocks on their placement. I think that one's just going to stay on the bottom. And these I'm going to have like up near the surface of the water, and maybe the one on the end there, and then these two that are closest to the front here, have them actually underneath the water, but have the one next to it just out of the water, and like have it like be kind of an incline. So that's my plan right now, folks. Folks. And all of my male swordtails died, so I don't know what that means up here in the swordtail tank. But there's plenty of babies, and some of them are going to be males. But I feel like the males might be injuring each other, and it might not be good to be keeping 3 swordtail males in a 10-gallon tank. Might be a little bit much. I haven't seen any bodies or anything, so I don't think anybody jumped out or anything like that. I think that they injured themselves or each other. There could be something going on, but there's so many adult females that I'm thinking no. June, you're going to add 2 more tanks, and you have 6 tanks of snails, and you're thinking about adding 2 more, so you're going to have 8 tanks of snails. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. And you can put any peaceful community fish in a snail tank. Yeah, Beto, it is. It's yeah, it's neat. You know what I mean? So if we're ever trading stuff, and I'm like putting together some stuff for you and stuff like that, like I said, like anything that's growing well for me and stuff like that in my water, your water may be different, and you might not have luck with it, but odds are you're gonna have luck with it, because like anything that I'm doing, like I'm not fertilizing, I'm not running CO2. My lights are super basic. Like I said, like I want to say that they're low light, but I guess if they're like laying right on the top of the tank, right in that spot, and like just underneath, and 20-gallon long, since it's not so deep, it could be considered like a medium light. But like I think I'm barely pushing medium light. But anything that was low light and easy to grow, I've been trying, and I've got a few crypts and stuff like that. And when they've done well for me, it's just like I encourage people to try it. You know what I mean? So that's what I did for Aquashella. I just rolled up with a 5-gallon bucket full of Saswasser tank. Um, I sold some to a plant guy on the other end of the auditorium. Um, uh, Before the show started, and then I had tiger bell and guppy grass. And of course, there was a little bit of duckweed mixed with everything. What else did I bring? I think that's about it. Oh, I brought some hornwort as well, and then I brought a bunch of cull guppies, Moscow guppies, and oh, I brought nine. What was it? Nine bristle nose plecos and stuff like that, and I just handed them out to people who came up to the booth and were talking to us. I was just bagging it up, using my heat sealer, like talking about fish, like letting the kids catch the fish out of the tank, and you know what I mean? Like the parents like stressing about them like digging in the tank, and I was like, "Hey man, like let's just see what happens." I was like, "There's absolutely no risk here. Like this is all bounty for my fish room." You know what I mean? Like if a mistake is made, if a fish falls on the ground, if a fish gets hurt, you know what I mean? Like we can learn something. You know what I mean? Like you two just like take your time. You know what I mean? Like catch your fish, put them in this little. I had a little hang on the side like thing with some water in it. And I was like, and put them in here and let me know when you're ready to bag. You know what I mean? And then I talk to the next person and let that parent with the child, you know what I mean? Like have that time, you know what I mean? Like picking out a fish. Like it was like so cool to watch. It was really great. Um, yeah, anytime I am close by to an event, I'm not doing it for the class, obviously, because I'm getting on a plane. But anytime that I can drive to an event or something like that, and there's just like a spot for like social media people to like hang out at, like I think we should do it. You know what I mean? Like because what Papa Shrimp ended up bringing, he brought some shrimp on Sunday. I was like, I ran out of most everything on Saturday, and all fish and everything, and he brought some guppies from his pond, and he brought some neocaridina shrimp and put them in there. And people were just stoked to like catch their own shrimp and take a few shrimp home. You know what I mean? Like they were just having a blast. You know what I mean? So like that was really fun. Yeah, only Oscars. Yeah, you can put your plant clippings in with the snails. Yeah, they'll take care of it. That's what's great about it. You know what I mean? Like, I think you can have like a population explosion and stuff like that, and can have like a tank turn on you. But I also feel like the snails can live in a pretty boggy, boggy, like um, high nitrite and nitrite environment, possibly, and stuff like that. I feel like they're not gentle. You don't have to be too gentle with them either. But like all of that can be fixed with a water change. So yeah, man. Like I think that that's great. You know what I mean? Like yeah, anytime you make salad, like throw the freaking end of the cucumber in there, man. Like they'll take care of it. They leave the skin, which is hilarious. So you've just got like the skin. It's just like paper. You know what I mean? Like they got everything off of it that they could. Okay, Beto. Yeah, you're doing. Yeah, your shrimp do well for you. You have tons. Yeah, man. That's cool. June, you got sent some shrimp. They might still be alive. Your chicken to check, the Chinese chicken. Um, yeah, June, you'd be surprised how long they can live in a bag. Like it's a real long time. Like you can have a shrimp order, and as long as it didn't get too hot, it can get lost in the mail, and like they'll pop up and be fine. What was it? Grant says that it's best to send juveniles. He says they seem to be tougher and more resilient to the stresses of travel. Shirley says the shrimp hate me. They go in your tanks and you never see them again. That doesn't mean they're not there, man. Like that's the thing. If there's something there that can eat them, they'll be gone, man. Like they'll just hide. Yes, and snails are easy to catch, so populations can be controlled. Those Malaysian trumpet snails, though, man, like it's something. Like it doesn't take much to let it get out of control. And as you can see from taking a quick tour of my tanks just a minute ago, I'm obviously not doing not a lot of trimming of plants and you know what I mean, like keeping up with things. I am more active than I have been in like over a year. So like I have high hopes, you know what I mean? And like we're getting better, you know? So like definitely like turned a corner. But like, yeah, for a while there, I kind of like hit a plateau and it was like, okay, I'm gonna do my live stream, I'm gonna do my water changes. That's about all I got in me. You know what I mean? I'm gonna feed my fish. That's about it. You know what I mean? Like that's how into it I am right now, you know, and that's okay too, you know, like obviously I've kept the majority of the fish alive. Now, the fact that most of them are live bears and things like that, it really does help any mistakes that were made because you know what, like 6 weeks later, you know what I mean? You can't even tell that tank took a hit. You know, the babies are all grown up. Good night, Kalish. Good night, everybody. I want you guys to have a great evening. It's 12:28 in the AM. We have made it to the witching hour. It is now what, Thursday, September 18th, 2025, in Central Texas, in South Austin, in my garage. Thank you for being here with me this evening, everybody. Love you guys very much. My community time online with you guys is awesome. It's one of the highlights of my week. And yeah, so I'm glad you show up. I hope that you enjoyed yourself. I know that I enjoyed myself. And keep it fishy.